Hi everyone, Raphael Harry here, and you're listening to White Label American, a podcast where we hear stories from an immigrant or two, sometimes more. Thank you for listening and enjoy the show. Hello, welcome to another episode of White Label American. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for your love and support. Before we begin, I would like to drop today's recommendation, and I'm recommending one of my favorite graphic novels slash comic books. It's called Monstress. It's from Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. Set in an alternate world of art decor, beauty, and steampunk horror, Monstress tells the epic story of Micah Halfwolf, a teenage survivor of a cataclysmic war between humans and their hated enemies, the Arcanics. So this has, is in the face of oppression and terrible danger, Micah is both hunter and hunted. It has everything, man. The artwork is beautiful. The creatures are supposed to be cats, but they got multiple tails. So but they're still cats, man. I think they're called cats in the book. The monsters are some of the most beautiful, scary monsters, if I may put it that way, that I've seen. And the story covers war, covers immigration, covers refugees, covers everything that I like about humanity. So, this being the Asian Pacific month, History Month. I mean, I thought I would recommend something from one of my favorite authors and creators. And Marjorie Liu also has done work for Marvel and DC Comics too. So, check her out and enjoy it. So, with that being said, let's dive into today's. Oh, before we dive into today's guest, don't forget if you haven't been on www.whitelabelamerican.com, go there, sign up, subscribe, share with your friends. You can donate, you can buy merch. If you truly enjoy this podcast and want more, then join our Patreon via the website or go to Patreon and search for White Label American Podcast or just patreon.com/white label American podcast. And you can join for as low as $3, or you can do the Jeff Bezos and give us 100 million. I don't know if Patreon will allow that, but only one way to find out, right? Just donate. And we'll figure it out. But we need to grow our team, and we can only do that with your support. Thank you, and we appreciate that. Dollars, pounds, euros, keep it coming. I think they allow bitcoins, but hey, thank you. So let's meet today's guest, Gwen Chaingam. Did I was close?
Yeah.
I think you told me before, and I think I messed it up again. But she's a self-taught illustrator who is obsessed with cats and plants, loves to draw and make cute stuff such as postcards and stickers. This episode is gonna be much more than just the cats and plants, but we're gonna find out. But she has such beautiful stuff, like it's really cute if you've seen her artwork, and we're gonna get to that. But this is gonna be her origin story, and we'll get to her art, and we'll find out about how she became a self-taught illustrator. So, welcome to the show, Gwen. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I am well. Just a little allergies bothering me, but I'm so glad to be able to talk to you. We met you a few weeks ago, and I was so impressed by your work.
Oh,
My
thank you.
daughter still loves your sticker,
Aw.
and yeah, she's shown all her friends at school and her teachers, and yeah, and she has it on one of her favorite books. I think it was the Moana storybook that I
Oh,
bought
yeah.
for her, and then she placed it inside. Says you are important. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
have to buy more now so she can place on other books too.
Oh, good to hear that. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's start with your name. What's the meaning of your name, and what's the story behind your name?
Okay, so my name is Gwen, and then my artwork name and my I go for by Gwen. That is
Mm-hmm.
like from by Gwen Chaingam, and Chaingam is my last name. So, but actually, I'm not really named Gwen in Thai. I'm from
Okay.
Thailand, by the way.
Oh, we're
So
gonna get to that. That's
yeah,
fine.
okay, but yes,
Spoiler alert.
okay, but like my real Thai name is Ganokwan, and
Genokwan.
yeah, and that's
Okay.
kind of like
That's
solid.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you, but it's like a little bit kind of like hard to pronounce. So I go by Gwen. It's like Ganokwan Gwen. Yeah, it's kind of
Okay.
like sound similar, I guess. Yeah, and then China is my last name, so it's I like merge it together. So it's called like Gwench. And it sounds like the Grinch. And then the Grinch is my favorite movie too. So it's like,
Oh.
yeah, Gwench and Grinch. Yeah. And then fun fact about that, I have pet is like a guinea pig, and then I named her Cindy Lou too. So it's just like, yeah, me and her. Like, yeah. So yeah, that is like story behind my name by Gwen. Like Gwen Chaingam, sound like the Grinch. Yeah.
Wow. So, to your original name,
Mm-hmm.
pronounce it again.
Sorry, it's like Ganokwan.
Genokwan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's the meaning of Genokwan? Genokwan. Sorry.
Ganokwan in Thai mean golden skin.
Golden skin.
Yeah, but
Oh.
I mean like it's not like a real word that people use. It's just
Yeah.
it's like yeah, some kind of like fairy tale kind of like meaning. So
Okay. And your last name, is there a meaning for that?
Not exactly, but I think my mom told me it's mean like beautiful winning,
Okay.
something like that. It's not
A beautiful win.
something like that.
Okay. Hey, we'll take that. I like asking for meaning of names because sometimes you get a story from there, so you never can tell what story you get from the meaning of your names. So you've already mentioned the country of your birth, but what city were you born in? And yeah, introduce us to the city of your birth in
Okay.
Thailand.
Yeah, I was born in Bangkok,
Okay.
Thailand. Yeah, capital.
Oh,
Yeah, born
nice.
and raised there for like 25 years. Yeah.
So, what was childhood like for you?
It's pretty fun, but you know, the country in Southeast Asia is like I come from it's kind of like um conservative kind of family, you know, it's like
Mm.
Asian parents. They kind of like, yeah, want me to be like a doctor, a teacher, something like that. It's like, you know, typical. But yeah, I mean, like, I have my older sister, but it seemed like my parents put all like the effort on her. So for me, she kind of like, they kind of like expect, but like, yeah, it's okay. We got your big sister. So let she do kind of like work like that. But
So
for
she took
me,
all the pressure.
yeah. And so for me, they just kind of like, yeah, whatever you like. So I just like grow up with like movie and cartoon and all like the TV program like that. So
Yeah.
that's why it just make me like, oh, maybe I want to draw like them one day. So like into art and stuff. So yeah.
Did you have a favorite cartoon?
Yeah, most of it is like anime. Yeah.
Yeah, which ones?
I like of course like Sailor Moon and
Mm.
Doraemon. That's what I grew up with. And yeah, that's like my favorite. Mhm. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Um, I think most of my experience with people I've met from or who have lived in Thailand. I think have I met anybody from Thailand? Now that I think about it, I may have. I may have met somebody from Thailand. I can't recall right now, but I know someone who lives in Thailand. He's actually been on the podcast. He teaches over there,
Oh, okay.
and um, I think he lives in Bang. He's moved. He lives in Phuket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he started off in Bangkok and then moved to Phuket.
Yeah.
So yeah, he loves it, and it makes me forget that yeah, sometimes that yeah, parents can we can have you can have conservative parents everywhere who want you to be a doctor, that kind of thing, and it
Mhm.
sounds just like parents in Nigeria where I was born, parents in and I have lots of Filipino friends, and it's like same
Yeah.
thing there, and it's
Yeah.
almost so yeah. So one of my in-laws is from China, same thing. So
Yeah.
it's yeah. So when you mentioned, that, I was like, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's first time I've okay, yeah. That's why am I surprised? It's not. I shouldn't be surprised, really. So one of the things that was crossing my mind when you mentioned that your parents, were, the conservative parents thing was do there was as a kid you got wait how many siblings, how many kids
I,
were you guys, are you the last kid?
yeah. And I just
Oh,
have one older sister.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, that okay, that's okay, that makes sense why she got the pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the last kid too. Yeah, the older kids tend to get a lot of the pressures. Okay, okay, that makes sense. So I think most times when I picture Bangkok or even any other city in Thailand, it's always like the beach. Everybody, I think that's the pictures we always see over here or like in
hmm
movies, like the beach. There's always water,
hmm
water. So was that what it's like for you who was born and raised there?
Well, I mean, like in Bangkok, it's not a beach town, but like
Okay.
Phuket is like the first one that you mentioned. That's just
Yeah.
like beach town and surfing and things like that. But Bangkok, I could say it's kind of like New York City. It's like a
Mm.
big city, traffic bad, people grumpy, everything fast,
Ah.
you know? Yeah. And then, I mean, like people know Bangkok in like not like really good reputation. It's like people thinking about like nightlife and like clubbing and, you know, something like that. But yeah, I mean, like that is like thing that they show in like a media, like the Hangover movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, like it's just like New York City. We have like that kind of like entertainment like that, like kind of like dark side, I could say.
Uh
But
huh.
they're still like normal city. It's like
Okay, so there's
fun.
the fun side and then there's the
Yeah,
residential
right.
side.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, so it has everything.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So still staying in Bangkok, what do you consider your favorite childhood memory?
Um, I could say like my high school life is pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's like everybody, I guess. It's like it's like when you become a teenage and like you live in a big city, you have a dream and like I don't know, like yeah, just like do whatever you feel like. Yeah.
You care to share what your high school dream was?
Um move to New York City, I guess.
Really?
Yeah, I mean like because I start like watch like um American show and American movie since
Okay.
then and just like, oh, that's like that city is kind of nice. It's like look like New York City, but it's like more people, like a lot of diverse, it's
Uh-huh.
like a lot of stuff to do, it seemed like. And it seemed like here nobody gonna judge you to
Wow.
be anything. I don't know. I mean, like in Thailand, somehow it's like like I mentioned, it's kind of like somehow they're just like a little bit conservative on something. People still can like judge you. That like I just say, like my parents want me to be like a teacher or doctor, being like something like that. So if you want to do something like different,
Mm-hmm.
like they're probably gonna like judge you. Like, oh, why don't you do something like normal people do? Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah. But
wow.
yeah.
So was there any show that you saw back then in particular that made you say New York, if that made you fall in love with New York?
Okay. Oh, it's so cheesy, but of course it's like Sex in the City, Gossip Girl, or something like that, and like a
Yeah.
lot of rom com movie,
Uh-huh.
like a lot of Disney rom com movie, like High School Musical, or like the Cinderella Story, or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I just like, oh, okay, the teenage over there, it's like so much fun. Like you can do whatever you want. You have prom, you can dating people you like, but yeah, in Thailand you can't. You can't even have like boyfriend girlfriend when you like a teenager, you know. I
Wow.
mean, it's not that
No,
bad.
no,
We still
I
do
get it.
it,
I
but
get it.
yeah.
I get it. But I think if I was talking to a male right now, it will be it will be different. And when coming from a woman, I get it. That's why, yeah, I get it because it, there's the city in Nigeria that's similar to Bangkok will be Lagos,
Hmm.
and that's like our New York. And when I was much younger and I got to live there, being that I was a boy, there were certain privileges that I had. So there were certain freedoms that I got to enjoy. I still couldn't go out. I still couldn't like date, but I could sneak out
Uh-huh.
to date. You
Yeah.
understand? So being a boy, there were certain things I could still enjoy. And so if I was talking about it, it was like, oh yeah, it was different. But for a girl, then it was like, oh, you don't want to see the where's the girl going? Oh, you better sit your ass in the house. Stay at home. Where's
Yeah.
the girl going? You can't go anywhere until time for marriage. Then you go marry.
Right.
Somehow
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
supposed to
Yeah.
happen like that.
Yeah.
And so I can see how, yeah, it makes sense how that world will look like then. And yeah, it starts to make sense because back then I don't think something like that would have crossed my mind. Like,
Hmm.
no, but it makes sense now. I see it, and yeah, so I relate to it. So yeah, when you say it sounds cheesy, oh no, I'm like, trust me, it might sound cheesy to somebody who has never been in in those shoes or never looked at it from that point of view, but it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, especially if you've been in those shoes, you've looked at it from that point of view. You start to say, "Oh, yeah, yeah," you will want to go out and see what's out there
Yeah.
and explore. So yeah, it makes plenty of sense. Wow. Wow, that's yeah. I just wouldn't have thought of New York though, but they're amazing. But it also shows the power of media, pop culture,
Yeah.
and
Right.
how far it
Yeah.
connects and spreads. So you were getting the shows in were they in English or were they subtitled or how did it work over there?
What is it? Sorry.
Like the when you were getting the shows like Sex in the
Oh.
City, were they shown in English
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. It's in English.
It's in
Yeah.
English. Okay.
Hmm.
Nice, nice. Wow. That's so if I'm just asking now just for fun's sake. So let's say Sex in the City and Gossip Girl, if those shows weren't based in New York, let's say they were set in LA, would you have been thinking of LA instead? Your dream would have been for LA
Yeah, of course. I
or
mean, like,
Miami.
yeah, when you think about America, where you gonna think of, right? It's like LA, New York
Yeah.
City, and yeah, it's like a big city like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think about LA too, but I mean, like, because I'm from Thailand, it's like a hot country. So I want to see snow. I want to have a
Ah.
life like wearing like a lot of layer of my outfit, wearing coat and like see snow, like have a white Christmas, that in Thailand could not have. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then when I move here, it's just like, damn, it's too cold.
No, we're gonna come.
I
We're
mean,
gonna come.
like, really?
Hold that. Well, I was like, oh, you wanted a white Christmas. We're gonna come. Well, I'm like, be careful what you wish for, but we're gonna come to that. I have New York. I have New
Yeah,
York
right.
questions waiting for you. Oh, we'll come to that. So, let's stay in Thailand a little bit. A little
Okay.
bit. You said you just mentioned that it's a hot country, tropical environment. Um, I think most people just assume everybody's on holiday there on
Hmm.
vacation. It's like
Yeah.
tourist spot.
Yeah.
Like I was even assuming every city had a beach and all that. So how do you see Thailand? How will you describe Thailand to people who've never been there?
Um, yeah, as I said, it's like a hot country and like a nice beach and fun. And I don't know, I could say like Thailand is kind of like a country like they're still kind of like in like developing. It's like
Hmm.
it's some people when they talk about Thailand and think about Thailand, it's like, oh, it's kind of like third world country, we're not gonna survive over there. It's like a little bit like hard to leave. Like maybe like people over there ride an elephant to go somewhere,
Yeah.
and then I could say like, no, it's not like that. Thailand is like, yeah, it's nice and fun. It's like a big city, and yeah, it's a beautiful country. And oh yeah, food. If you think about Thai food,
Mhm.
right? It's
I love
like
Thai
the
food,
best.
too.
Yeah. So and everything kind of cheap there. It's like people nice and yeah, hot. Yeah. But yeah, I could say like you guys should try to visit Thailand. Try like the real authentic Thai food over there. It's yeah, it's super good.
Hmm. Awesome. Awesome. So you finished high school in Thailand before
Hmm.
deciding to come over here, right? Or you
I
finished university?
yeah, I finished university in Thailand and I become a graphic designer in Thailand for like 2 years before I decide to move here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's jump to university. When did anything happen that what was that moment that made you decide I want to be a graphic designer?
Well, yeah, like I said before, it's just kind of like really into like art and like pop culture and something like that. And I'm like always upset with like movie and or show like that. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I just want to do something with it. So I start by like kind of like collage picture in the Photoshop. And
Hmm.
I just feel like, oh, this is fun. I just like to do something like this. And this is like maybe lead me to like a graphic design, I guess. Yeah. So this is how I start, kind of like think like, oh, maybe I want to be a graphic designer. Yeah. And yeah, and then I end up working in a Thai magazine in Thailand as like a graphic designer. So I like lead her stuff and like design like the layout for magazine and stuff. It's pretty
Hmm.
fun. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were in college working at the magazine?
No, after I
Oh,
graduate
after
from
you had
yeah,
graduated. Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
But
But what did you go to college for?
so they have a story about it. So it's like at first, I go to college for like Chinese language
Okay.
as a teacher. That's what like my mom kind of
Like
wanted me to do. So she
so you were the
wanted me
good
to,
kid.
yeah, for a little bit, for a while, and then I mean, yeah, I like it. I mean, language is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish I knew more languages.
yeah. I used to speak Chinese a little bit, but now I'm like not use it, so I kind of like forget everything. But yeah, it's fun. And then they have they go on to the part that I have to be like kind of like the intern teacher. I have to like really go teach kids in school
Oh,
for
yes.
my grade,
Okay. That
and then
makes
I just
sense.
like I don't know that I can do it. I mean, like being a teacher is fun, and
Well, if you have the passion, that's when it
yeah,
becomes
but
fun.
I don't know that I'm like a good fit for this.
Mm.
Like, I don't know that I can be a good role model for like this kid.
Mhm.
And then I just like tell my mom like, nah, I don't think I can do it this anymore. So I just like quit. And then I just like changed my major to like fine art instead. Like, yeah.
Oh, so okay. So you caught it and changed your major.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Because
Yeah.
not everybody catches it in time to change, to make that switch. Yeah, because some people go through the system, go through and graduate and be like, I don't really want this.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's like life, you know, you still like don't know what you really want to do. Back then, people fighting,
Hey,
yeah, right, and it is like, yeah, it's tough. I
it
mean,
is.
like, a lot of people just like surprised that I like, why you just like quit? You just have one more year, and then you just like done. You can be like get a career in teacher and stuff, and then I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. I just
Wow,
don't
you
want
had
to do
one
it.
year left.
Yeah.
And then, so when you switched um, to what, fine arts?
Mm-hmm. It's like
Di-
communication art. Yeah.
Communication arts. So did you have to start from year three or how did that work over there?
Yeah, it's kind of like that because
Okay.
some of like kind of like what is it called in English? It's like
Oh, so some courses could carry
yeah,
over
yeah, yeah,
into the
yeah,
fine arts. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But when I'm like that old already, and then I just like try to like I have some of my portfolio already because beside when I'm like in university studying Chinese, I just like start make like my graphic design
Yeah.
art somehow, and then it's just like since I switched to that major, and then I still have a lot of my portfolio already. So I just like, let's see if I can do something with this. So I just like send my application and try to apply for the job. And then somehow this magazine just like called me back and like, oh, we know that you still like study, but you wanna like try to work with us or something. And then just like start like kind of work with them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's go back a
Okay.
little bit. What do you remember is the first thing that you ever created or drew, or the first design that you ever made?
Okay. Um.
And what was it?
Okay, I don't know that I can say it or not, but it's just like when I'm in high school, like I said, I really into like the movie and show, even American show, and like K-pop and K-drama is like really big in Thailand too.
Yeah.
And then I'm really into that too. So we kind of start kind of like, I mean, like they're not like puppet in Thailand that you can't just like watch on free TV or stuff like that. You just like watch on internet.
Okay.
And then people start kind of like, oh, let like copy that show. I'm not copy. What do you call? It's like you just like burn the CD for that.
What's the word again? I know what you're talking about, like the pirated CD.
Yeah. Yeah. I know
had a
it's
lot
not good.
I found a bunch of them the other day.
Yeah.
My daughter was asking me, "What is this?" I was like, "Oh Lord."
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like gray age. It's not like legal or anything.
It's not.
But I mean,
you're
like,
not selling it now.
but I
so.
mean, like we can't do anything because like we can't have that like the like the copyright show in that in my country yet. So this is just one way that we can just like watch it, and then I want to share it to my friend too. So I just like burn that CD, and then like the CD they have like a blank cover, right?
Yes.
And then it's just like it's just not pretty to me. It's just like so plain. I want to like make it pretty and make it noticeable what it is. So I just like start like do my art on that, like make like a cover of like the CD and DVD and
Wow.
and like the box too. So I designed all that at first. Yeah.
Wow. That was not what I was expecting.
And then I sell it. So yeah.
Wow. That was not what I was expecting, but well, okay. You've used I love that because that shows you have you had that passion in you for a long time.
Yeah.
It's creativity, you just gotta own it. And trust me, that the pirated thing, who hasn't? We've all
it's
enjoyed
died
it.
out now. People don't care about that because we have Netflix nowadays.
Yeah,
and,
everybody
like,
got streaming. I mean, there's still people who sell.
Yeah. But I mean,
saw somebody the other day talking about, he bought a DVD, and I was like, but by the time my daughter gets a little bit older now, she's gonna be like, "What are you talking about? DVD? You old?"
Yeah, right.
Oh man. Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I start.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My
Yeah.
art business, I could say that, but yeah.
Hey, I'm pretty sure if I see the cover, you just being modest, but I'm pretty sure if I see the cover, I'll probably be like, I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that. I love it. That's probably an NFT right there. Somebody will probably pay good money for that if you can find it. But
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. All right, so we are going to jump forward, and when we come back from our short break, we're going to come to New York and your arrival in America. All right, so we'll be right back after this quick break. Hi, everyone. We've made it 2 years, and who would have thought so? So let's go further and make it 3, make it 4, make it 5, make it 6, who knows? 20. But we can't do this without your support. So join us on Patreon at patreon.com/White Label American pod or linktree.com/White Label American. Go there and you'll see our Patreon link, and you can join us for as low as $3. We have bonus content, we have bonus materials. There's so much juice over there that we don't release to the public, and yeah, you can contribute in making this podcast better. You can send questions, you can send your ideas, and also there's a lot of new things that are coming. The announcements are made on Patreon first, because we have to, take care of people who help make this podcast possible. So you can be the one to make this podcast what you want it to be. Come join us on Patreon and make it what you would like to see. Join us, make it fantastic. Keep the 5 stars coming in, keep the love coming in. Thank you for the privilege of your company. Alrighty, welcome back, people. Thank you for staying with us. So, Gwen, you finally decide to fulfill your dream and move to America. But before you arrive in New York, how did you go about immigration? Well, did you have any problems with immigration? How did that process go?
Um, no, I just like come as like a student
Okay.
visa. So yeah,
All right.
that's cool. Yeah.
Okay, good. So you had set your mind on New York right from your teenage days, and you stuck to that dream of New York. Was there any last minute temptation to change your mind from New York?
No,
Nothing was going to change your mind.
no. So actually, at first, when I'm like back to like university, I joined the student program
Okay.
here before in Alaska for like 4 months. Yeah. So it's just like kind of like first time aboard, like first time in America,
Mhm.
but in Alaska. So I don't know that you could say it's America, but I
It
mean
is.
like, but I mean that just like,
but it's still.
but I mean it's just like,
far away.
oh, where's my second city in Alaska? I
Yeah.
mean like, this is not America. That's what I expect. It's like a lot of moose and like wood and snow. I mean like, yeah, the white Christmas is
Yeah,
come
you
true.
got your snow finally.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's just so quiet and stuff. It's just like super, super culture shock at first time when I'm in America.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, okay, maybe this is it. This is it. But it just like kind of like first time, and it just like made me feel like, oh, I think I can survive. Like, so that's why I kind of like make decision to like, oh, I want to move to America because I tried in Alaska before. So that means like I probably can make it everywhere else if I survive in Alaska. So yeah.
I agree with that. Like, if you made the first choice to go to Alaska and you survive the moose, the snow,
And the cold. Yeah.
I believe you can survive. So you arrive in New York.
hmm
What was your first major surprise after arriving in New York? Your welcome to New York moment.
I shared a room with 4 of my friends
Mhm.
in kind of like super, super small apartment. And then we just like sleep in like a bunk bed. So, and then I live in Queen. And then it's just like, this is New York. I just like, where's my Central Park view? And, it's just like, yeah, I guess. And it just kind of like little bit surprised. I mean, like I expect like a lot of like mix of people in New York City, but it's just like not like this much. Yeah, at first it's kind of like little bit shocked, and then just like a lot of Thai people here too. And we're just like, did I leave Thailand already? Like really? Yeah. Yeah, it's just like little bit a shock, but I mean like it's good though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I
Well,
start
it helped you
yeah.
settle in the city.
Yeah, and I mean like actually I live in Queen, and then we have like a kind of like Thai neighborhood. It's in Amherst.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like
yeah, I
Jackson
know
Heights.
Amherst. Mhm.
Yeah, it's kind of like they have a lot of like Thai people live over there, and like a lot of Thai restaurant and like community and stuff. And then I mean like it's good. I mean like at first it's kind of like don't like it at first. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, I ran away from Thailand. Why I have to like stuck
Right,
here
you gotta
again?
see Thai.
And then it just like realize like actually it's good. Like now like I can like adjust myself easier because
Mm-hmm.
it's like I learn from them, and then
Yeah.
just like it's really help you when you like really get homesick. It's just like like your food is gonna like really heal you when you just like
Mm.
miss like your home a lot and like
That's a great
yeah
point right there.
yeah
That's a
and
great
then
point.
what else for my culture shock. Oh, a lot of my culture shock here is like the New York slang, like a lot of stuff that I just like really don't understand at all. Yeah, I mean I can't think of like right now, but yeah, I just like because like I'm not like speak English as my first language,
Yeah.
so every time when I like talk in English and like have a conversation in English, like your brain have to like process and translate, and
Mm-hmm.
then just like translate to like just like in Thai and not sound make sense at all.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't think of right now, but yeah, I think I talked to my friend one time about like he he like to say like, "Oh, I take that back." When he says something and he just
Yeah.
not mean it, and he just like, "Oh, I take that back," and then when I translate in Thai, it's just like, "No, you can't take that back. You already say it. How you can just like take your word back?" Something like that, and yeah,
Well, as far as it's not something offensive that he said, that he's saying to you, I that's my rule. If I'm
yeah,
not,
yeah,
if
yeah.
someone's not saying something offensive to me, and okay, you take me back. Well, I get
Yeah, I mean,
it.
like, no judging or anything. I
Yeah,
just like it just sounds weird.
but yeah, it does
Yeah,
sound weird.
yeah, and
If
it's
you,
just like, yeah, yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, it takes a little getting used to the. I'm still getting used to the New York slang. I mean, I moved here 2014, but it's fun. It's fun
Yeah.
when people
I
talk
think
to me
I
like
think
that, and
that
I'm
word
like,
too. Like, I think it's break, right? That mean like cold, right?
which
Break, like I don't know. It's mean cold, I guess.
mm, Josh, you know that? Oh, that's called brick. Oh, why nobody said that to me?
But yeah,
Maybe it's I got where they say that at?
It's like younger kids and stuff like that.
Oh, oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah, I ain't messing with the younger kids, man.
a lot of social media jokes.
Oh, okay, yeah,
yeah,
I'm safe from that one for now. I can't deal with the younger kids. They're too much. They go too fast for me. I'm like I mess with the older school.
oh yeah. Maybe this is not
The older
immigration or
school,
culture shock.
their slangs is it's easier on me. When they hit me, I'm like, I still take time to process it. Sometimes I'm like, oh, like okay, but sometimes the younger kids I'm like, you just said like how many like 20 in like 5 seconds, man. I give me 2 years, I'll come back and figure. And then by 2 years time, they already got like 2,000 more slangs. I'm like, you know what, just it's fine.
Yeah,
But I love them,
yeah.
So, what's one cuisine that you miss from back home, from Bangkok, that you can't get, or that you haven't seen, or you don't have? That's not common in your part of Queens.
Mm, actually, they have everything here.
I know.
Like really.
Times have changed now.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like something is like really better than like Thailand too. Like I'm so surprised. Yeah, I tried something I tried here, not back to Thailand. It's
Yeah.
like first time I tried Thai food here in New York City, and then I tell my mom like, "Mom, I never have that dish in Thailand before, but now I tried here." Because even in Bangkok, this dish is like really hard to find. But if you here, they have it. It's like some kind of like authentic part of like country.
Okay.
Yeah, food. Yeah, sometimes like even you in Thailand, but you in Bangkok and you far from like some like some part of the country, and you
Mm-hmm.
you can't have it. You can't
Well,
get
what's it
it.
called?
Um, it's called lap nua.
Lamnua.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's just like some ground pork with like pork blood and like ground rice and some spice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a northern tradition dish in Thailand.
Yeah.
But the fact that I live in Bangkok is like capital, and then it's like kind of like hard to
Oh,
have.
okay.
So
So it's more on the countryside.
yeah, but
Ah.
here I think we have a lot of like immigration from like that part
Yeah,
of the
from
country.
so
So
that's the advantage of somewhere like
yeah,
Queens. Yeah,
and
you
this
have
is like first
everybody.
time I have it here, and it's just like yeah, I'm just so excited about that.
You know,
Yeah,
how did it taste to you?
pretty spicy and strong, but it's so good. Yeah,
Do you like the spicy?
I like spicy.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
mean,
because
like
almost every Thai food I've had is
yeah,
spicy. So I would
yeah,
have been surprised if you were like, "Oh, I don't like spicy." I would have been like, "What kind of Thai person is this?"
right.
So, being that you had already started you started your artwork, on the graphics side of things back in Thailand before you came over here. How did that process go for you? Trying breaking into the graphics work in New York. Did you
Mhm.
have to go to school again to start before you started working as an illustrator, or how did that go?
Uh, I still keep work on the graphic designer thing
Hmm.
until kind of like now, but it's like because I already have some like connection in Bangkok already, and
Yeah.
now you can't work everywhere in the world.
Hmm.
So yeah, I just like, but I'm more like freelance.
Okay.
So yeah, but the school that I attend here first is just like like just a language, yeah, for like English, and then I go to the uh class in person. It's like about like fashion industry.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like something that I just wanna like learn about. But yeah, yeah, and then I just like keep working on that graphic design thing, and then we in New York City we have another second job and side job as like working like a bar or like cafe or something like that. We need money, so
Hey,
yeah,
trust me,
yeah,
it's New York.
yeah,
New York.
and then
So, what has been your most exciting side gig that you've done?
Um, I used to work in some Thai bar in Amherst, uh, as like a bartender. That is pretty fun, and it's like super interesting because yeah, once again, I don't know that I can say it, but it's just like not like really legal, but it's just like so how they work is just like they are Thai strong in the daytime,
Mm-hmm.
and then after they close at like 11 p.m. they just like turn to like a karaoke bar for Thai people only.
Oh.
So until like 4 a.m. in the morning,
Wow.
something like that. But yeah, yeah,
Wait, so who is karaoke strongest for? Because Japanese love karaoke, Koreans love karaoke, Filipinos love
right.
karaoke, Thai love, but my Filipino buddy is always like, "Oh, we're the strongest when it comes to karaoke." I'm like, everybody seems to love karaoke from that part of the world.
Yeah.
So who got the karaoke game? Who's the strongest at karaoke?
I don't know, but I have heard they say like Filipino people is like the best of that. Somehow I don't know. They're like really into like singing and
Yeah,
stuff.
they
But
are. Every
yeah,
Filipino I've hung out with, and they can sing too.
yeah, right. But I think that because like our culture is kind of like same
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. And there's
similar.
been a lot of mixing too.
Yeah, so like it is just like our entertaining for us is like being
It is
karaoke. We
fun
have
too.
that culture
I haven't
and
done it in a
fun.
long time, but it
Yeah,
is
you
fun.
should. I love it too.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
It is fun. I mean,
yeah.
my voice is terrible when I sing.
Nah,
but-
nobody care.
That's the point. You go sing and just.
It's just like fun. It's just like you just like release yourself, and it's just like yeah. I think people that's why people just like it so much and enjoy it because they don't care. Like you good singers, not. It's just like
Mhm.
just like put yourself out there and just like sing.
That's
Yeah,
it.
nobody judging you because it's like
Uh,
it's like fun thing to do.
oh yeah. So now that we've mentioned singing, karaoke, let's come back to you as an illustrator
Mhm.
doing your art. Do you use music while you work?
yeah, have to like turn some music on for like a vibes. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So, who are give me your three favorite artists that give you the vibes, as you say, when you're walking. And you like to get the vibes from when you're walking on your art.
Um, I always turn like some kind of like city pop
Okay.
playlist on, so I don't know that they have like real artists in that or not. It's probably like old music and song.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I could name one of like the favorite artists, but
Sure.
yeah, I mean like and the pop music like The Weeknd is my favorite too. Yeah. And I think I like listen to Bjork, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I could say that's like kind of like my music when I'm turned on, when I'm like working on something. Actually, you know what? It's like really depend on what kind of like work I do that day. Sometimes if I have to do like some like cue and like kind of like fun stuff, sometimes I just like turn some like Britney Spears song or some like
Oh,
yeah, something like that.
like you going like way, way back, Britney Spears.
Yeah. Well, my boyfriend hated it though, but it's
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, wait, he's not here. Don't worry, he's not here.
But I mean, like sometimes we have to work in kind of like the same kind of like space, and
Yeah.
then he just like put his headphone on and just like, you know,
Oh man, that's so beautiful. Britney Spears. That was part of my teenage years. Her first album. I had both Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera.
yeah, right. Everybody have to like, they're classic.
Hey, so you like both of them, or you're more of a Britney Spears
I
person?
love both of them.
Okay,
Yeah,
because there's some people who are like, I only love Britney Spears. I don't love Christina, or I love Christina. I don't love Britney Spears. I was the guy who liked both of them.
I love both of them.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, do you have any artists from Thailand that you like or you mess with?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. They have a band called Polycat.
Polycat.
Yeah, and
Oh, why am I not surprised? The title has it's called Cat.
but their music is like pretty kind of like city pop.
Okay.
Like, yeah. I mean, like they're a new brand, but like their music is sound like some like 70, 80 kind of like pop.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to check that out.
Yeah.
Any other one?
Um, and then they have one like new rapper girl. Her name is Millie.
Millie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. She just made it at Coachella last week too. So
oh she was at Coachella.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah,
That's big.
yeah.
That's
She's
big.
pretty good.
Okay. And she's based in Thailand.
Yeah, she's based in Thailand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Alrighty. That's what's up. That's why I really like that people they're giving more artists, not like more, but they're giving artists from other countries the limelight now,
Mhm.
because art shouldn't just be, it shouldn't
Right.
just be only people based in one country or just United States and the UK. Music transcends countries, it
Mhm.
transcends borders. So, yeah, art speaks to everybody, just like
Right.
the way you were, your teenage self was influenced by uh, shows being made in Hollywood and K drama. Look at K drama, how huge it is now, and
Yeah.
those are like
Right.
my favorite things to watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
So
Everybody loves Squid Game. So,
Squid
yeah.
Game. I love Kingdom. My favorite zombies come from Korea, and uh, um, what's that other show? No, All of Us Are Dead. I finished that
Oh, okay.
series, and that was really good. That was really really good. I can yeah, my Netflix is damaged right now, but by the end of the month, the account should be back, and I'll probably watch like 2, 3 Netflix Korean K dramas on there again. But yeah, I didn't think I'm watching so many zombie flicks from Korea, but that's
Yeah.
that's one thing I'm doing now.
Yeah. Want to recommend a new show on Apple TV Plus too. It's called Pachinko. It's about immigrant people
Oh,
from like um Korea to Japan back
okay.
when they had like World War 1 and 2. Yeah,
Patch and Go.
yeah, like
Oh,
pachinko. Yeah,
on Apple Plus. I don't have Apple Plus, but I've heard they have great shows there. So I think I might have to go get it now.
yeah. When I
But
watch it, it's just like super like touching, made me cry all the time. It's just like yeah. It's I think like if you're an immigrant and you watch this show, you're
Mhm.
probably like, oh, this is like really you.
Oh,
Yeah. Even like it's about in like history, but still like I think the homesick feeling is still like be too it's still like for everybody who like nowadays that like move from home to like
yeah.
far away.
Yeah, but that's good that you recommended that because there's so much history that we are only just becoming aware of, and people need to learn because the more you learn about the past, the more you know
Yeah.
not to repeat it. So yeah, thank you for that, Patrick. Go, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. So you have a lot of great artwork, and I know you're making more stuff. And thank you for bringing some
Thank you.
here today. We'll definitely, for everyone listening, this is not a video podcast. Well, down the line, maybe it will become a video podcast, but I'll be posting the photos on social media. So be on the lookout for that. So, how do you decide what to design? How do you get inspirations for the designs that you make?
Okay. So all my artwork from like thing it just like start just maybe 2 years ago back when like the COVID hit.
Hmm.
So yeah, everybody can't go anywhere. Everybody have to quarantine inside. And then I got my iPad from like my friend and my boyfriend as like my birthday gift. And then just like, oh yeah, just being home all day, just like boring. So let's try to draw. Like, yeah, So I start like drawing and then just draw something that like all around me in the apartment, like a plant, a cat, and something that I'm missing out there.
Mm.
Yeah, this is how I get my inspired to draw, and
Hmm.
this is how I start become like would say 100% illustrator now. Yeah, and then when I have a lot of that and just like, oh, let's do more thing that more fun. Let like make it as a sticker. So I get a printer and like cutting machine, and then I start do like sticker and stuff for myself at first, and then just like, oh, this is cute and look professional enough, I guess. And it's like, yeah, maybe I try to sell that, and then I have Etsy store to like put all my stuff there, and yeah, it's become a thing. People buy my stuff, make me so proud and like, oh, maybe I can do this. Yeah, yeah. So I start like make all this and like have a show and yeah, sell this to like all like the local store in my neighborhood
Yeah,
and thing like that. Yeah.
lovely, lovely. Hey, people listening, you got to check this woman out because it's my words are not enough. But trust me, when you go check out her store, check out her social media feeds, you'll see what I'm talking about. These are beautiful works of art coming from an inspiring and a passionate person. So it's worth your time and it's worth your money. And go buy it. Buy it as gifts, buy it for yourself, buy it for your lovers, buy it for if you have a secret family, buy it for them too. Hey, they will love it and they'll love you.
Thank you.
Yes, so I have to start wrapping up. There's more questions, and I definitely have to bring you back and bring your boyfriend with you, so we'll have a couple. We'll have both of you we'll do a special episode with the both of you answering now, but that'll be a special episode that we'll do later on. But so this will be like wrap up questions that I'll ask. So I've already asked you about one food, but yeah, I have one more food question to ask you this time. So let me flip it around. So I've already asked you about the food from the cuisine from Thailand, but since you're in New York, and New York is also known for food,
Hmm.
we're not going to ask about food from Thailand. What is your favorite New York food? Or what's the favorite food to eat in New York that's not from Thailand?
Um, Indian food here is really good, killing it. I love Indian food here, and I love bagel actually.
Okay, now that's more like it. Because
Yeah.
I was gonna say Indian food might be cheating
Yeah.
because
So
you have access to Indian food in Thailand too. If I,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But I have a lot of choice here. So yeah.
So your bagel, is it plain or with cheese or?
I like sesame bagel. Yeah. And I could say like coffee here is like really good too. Yeah. I don't know that count or not, but
Mm, well, yeah, the coffee. Well, you have lots of coffee options here too. So yeah, okay, we'll let the coffee. We'll count coffee. Yeah,
okay.
it
Cool.
counts.
So yeah. Lox bagel is like first, like I never have something like that before. In Thailand, we not eat something like that for breakfast. We
Yeah.
eat like big food for breakfast. But
Ah,
yeah, when I'm here and then bagel is like really easy and it's everywhere in New York.
yeah,
And then it's like it's so good. It's just like yeah.
that's true. I
So
take bagel for granted.
yeah, so I love the fact of that, and it's like it's super New York too,
Yeah,
right? So it's like it's good and cool and easy, and I kind of like understand why people like it. Yeah, why it's so popular.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have a favorite event that you would like to show your artwork at that you haven't been to yet?
I plan to attend the anime NYC con.
Nice.
Yeah, and of course the New York Comic Con is
Well,
like the big one too.
that's my religious festival. I
Yeah,
go every year.
yeah. I mean, last year I done the Renegade craft fair, and
Oh, where's that?
it's just like some like big craft fair all over the state too. They have like I think they start in Chicago and then
Okay.
just like go like everywhere. It's like pretty big one.
Oh,
Yeah, I done that last year.
okay, cool.
Yeah, I probably do it again this year. But I tried to like intend that anime NYC and New York City
Yeah,
Comic Con. Yeah.
I didn't go last year. I only went to New York Comic Con. I only missed that once since I moved to New York. That's my favorite thing to go to. I've been taking my daughter to.
Yeah.
Since she was born. She carried the baby there, like dress her like dress her like fat star the other
Yeah.
time. She was with her feeding bottle, pajamas, and holding a tall hammer.
Cute. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, she goes there. Like last year, she was like, "Why? Well, that's a Loki. That's a Loki. Why is there Lokis everywhere?" I was like, "This child gonna know superheroes
Yeah.
all the time." So yeah, I love it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I hope to see you there.
Yeah, I
and,
hope to see you and your daughter.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
con
you
this
meet my
year.
wife too, and
Yeah.
hopefully, if I see you there, I introduce you to some people I know. I know some. I know one or two comic publishers too. So hopefully, it's a little world, you know.
Yeah,
It's
they
just-
have like that artist wallet and stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
met. I've hope there's somebody who I met there. I bought his art, and we just started talking. And he's actually a big comic book person, but just from talking, and he wasn't there last year. But hopefully, when you're there and I see you, I might have to just pull you away from your table and be like, "Come meet this person,"
Okay.
and then But there are like two people who. One of them actually introduced me. The person who made me come to the festival where I met you.
Mm. Oh.
He was on the podcast. So the person I introduced to that person,
Mm.
he was at Comic Con. He had worked for Marvel, DC,
Oh,
himself
cool.
and his twin brother. And I was trying to get him to come on the podcast. And he was like, "Have you talked to this guy? He's
Mm.
an independent comic, he's an independent artist." And he was like, "Just talk to him." I was like, "Okay." And that's how he introduced me to a friend. And I was like, "Oh." And so little like that. And I was like, people like that, So I also introduce people to people, and people introduce people to people. So it's just like that,
Mhm.
We all help each other. So thank you for coming on the show. Appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you continue to grow and your artwork continue to people find your art all over the world, and hopefully you inspire somebody like the way Sex in the City inspired you. You come over to New York. New York is the best city in the world. I say
Right.
that. Yeah, we got
Couldn't
big
agree.
rats here too,
Yeah.
but it's still the best city. So, final question that I have for you. What would you like to leave the audience with? It's a freestyle. Anything you want to say from the bottom of your heart. up to you. And if you can say something from Sex in the City or Gossip Girl, hey, up to you. But it's your time, your moment.
Okay. First, thank you for having me here. It's super fun and like I'm so excited to be here. It's like my first time, and yeah, I could say like, check out on my artwork and stuff. I have my Instagram account by Gwen, and I have my store on Etsy too. And then maybe see you guys around in some show, art fair, art or like Comic Con or whatever. Yeah, yeah, and I hope you guys like my stuff. Yeah, and yeah, thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. And yes, so please check out by Gwench on Instagram. We usually do plugins last, but yeah, you get the plugins twice. So check it out. And shout out to Jacob, who's in the studio here. We said the boyfriend's not listening. He's not listening. Don't worry. He's a good supporter. And yes, we appreciate Gwen for coming in to the studio and coming all the way from Queens. Check out our artwork, show support, show some love. And yeah, great story. And everyone listening, keep the love coming in. Share this episode. Come back next week. Give it to your friends. Buy our merch. Subscribe. Join our Patreon. Thank you for the privilege of your company. Thanks for listening to White Label American. If you enjoyed the show, we'll appreciate if you rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcast from. If you have any questions, comments, or have someone who will be a good guest on the show, or you want to be on the show, send us a message at whitelabelamerican@gmail.com. And make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at White Label American. Thank you for your support.